Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anne Bella. If this is your first time here, I live in Russia. I usually share my experiences about my life in Russia and what I'm up to, just keeping guys updated on my life. So, of late, I have been sharing more content about spirituality, life, and how to see life in a different spectrum. Let me say that. Um, and I've had quite a number of experiences that have pushed me towards this direction where I felt the need I need to share because initially I shared like two videos about my personal life and my opinion, my thoughts, and my experiences on spirituality. And a friend reached out to me, not one, three friends actually, and they reached out to me and they said, "It's about time you shared your experiences because you never know who is watching. Some people get answers from the experiences you share." And honestly speaking, I've also always had questions, which most of the time I get the answers through videos that I watch on YouTube. Like I would have a question today, and tomorrow I'll watch a video. Or not necessarily tomorrow, like maybe immediately I will watch the next video and literally get an answer to the questions that I have. So I thought this is my path. This is the life that God had decided for me, and I feel this is the right thing for me to do, to share my experience so that somebody somewhere who is looking for an answer about what they're going through will have at least somewhere they can say, "Oh, I'm not crazy. It's actually something that is real that can actually happen to me." And so this is why I have decided to share this video. And thank you to all the friends that have been telling all my crazy experiences, or my family that sometimes I tell my crazy experiences, and I know it can be like, what is she even talking about? But they give me a listening ear. That support for me is a lot. I really appreciate it. I am grateful to God for uh, bringing these people into my life. Now, so today I just want to answer some questions that I was asked by close people to me, and I hope it will give you an answer. But before I get into the questions, let me just share a recent experience I had. So I was, and the reason why I even actually decided to create a video. So I was in the house, just here where I'm sitting right now, but I was looking on the other side, and my daughter was sitting opposite to me, and we were playing. I can't remember exactly what we were doing, but just stupid cheeky games when you can play with kids. And she did something cheeky, and I was laughing myself, like I was in. I was experiencing like real laughter, the kind of laughter you'd feel pain in your chest, that kind of laughter. So I was laughing so hard, and as I was laughing, I felt at the corner of my eye like I saw some light. And so I turn and I'm looking at this light. It's like a golf ball size of light, and it's bluish, purple, like lilac, that kind of color. And it was just for 5 seconds. Like it started somewhere here and it disappeared here. Just 5 seconds. It just flew and disappeared. Like it just melted into the air or something like that. And I was like, what was that? So I turned back to my daughter and she's looking in the same direction and she says, "Oh, it has flown away." And then I realized, oh, okay. So I'm not crazy. I didn't imagine that. It's something that really actually happened. And it was around 4 p.m. So that evening, when I was going to bed, as I was praying, I asked God what that was and if He could give me an answer to that experience, because it was really a weird experience. So two is it 2 days later, I wake up in the morning and the first thing I do is open my YouTube, and the first video I see is some lady talking about experience with seeing the light orbs, and what she's describing is exactly what I had experienced. I was like, oh, finally I've gotten some answer to that. At least now I know what it was. Now, out of that, it's like she took me down the rabbit hole because now I had to ask the next question, which was, so if that is a spirit, who was that? Well, that is a question that I still have, and I still don't know who that was. But I know in the right time, God will answer it, because anytime I ask these questions, I always get answers. It might take time. Sometimes it's immediately. Sometimes it takes time. But most of the time, it's actually immediately. So I thought, if I got the answer from her, from my experience, from her sharing her experience, clearly, if I also share my experiences, somebody somewhere will also, you know, like get their answer. It might not be exact, but it might at least be something. So, and of course, the friends who also encouraged me and family who also encouraged me to pursue this. And so I decided, let me sit down and do this. Yeah. So basically, that is why I decided to create the video. Now, there's a question. There are questions that we have in life, of course. Why do good people die so young? Why do good people go through hell on earth while bad people seem to flourish? Why do we experience hard life like or suffering? And it's like it's like generational. Why is it passed down generations? So I'm going to answer a couple of things on that. Now, first, the question I would ask anyone is, to you, who is God? What is God? What is your understanding of God? Uh, God is love. God is light. God is energy. God is us, each and every one of us. God is uh, God. This toy is God. The air I breathe in is God. The plants I eat is God. Basically, God is everything. God is energy. Energy that is in any form, any form of element, whether it's hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, any form of element. Because of course, obviously, years before, even scientists thought that even between the smallest particle, there's what they thought was a vacuum, but it's never empty. So all that is God. And that's why they even came up with the idea of the God particle. So basically, God is the energy that cannot be destroyed, exist, matter, exist in different forms. It's expressed in different forms. And souls are elements that are just, how do we say, like a tree. For example, a tree. A tree has the roots, it has the branches, it has the leaves, the fruit, the flowers, the seeds. All these different parts of the tree are the souls, and the tree is just one. So we are the leaves, we are the flowers, we are the seeds, we are the roots, we are this and that of that one tree. It's just God experiencing himself in different forms, because it doesn't change the fact that it's a tree. It's a tree. And of course it has different parts. And so we fail when we try to separate ourselves from each other by identifying people by, by race, by color, by tribe, by origin, by geographical locations, by this or that, religion, class. All these are just ego trying to create an idea of separation. Now, when we talk about, so how does that connect to us as human beings? Before we came into this earth, I'm just allowing, first I want to just allow Spirit of God to speak through me, because I don't want to say things that will glorify me. No, it's to glorify God and to make you, my listener, to understand this in the deepest way that you can resonate with, and it will help you in your journey. Before we came into this life, we made soul agreements. We call them pre-birth agreements. And why a person will have a difficult life is because at that point, the soul decided, I'm going to experience this. I want to know how it feels like to be, let's say, very poor, have a physical disability, being hated, being of a race that is not liked, being of a religion that is not liked, it's hated, or being of a class that is not liked, is hated, because I want to know how it feels like. It's, for example, you on the other side, but I am here, I'm telling you, I am taking a cup of tea. this cup is hot. I'm touching it, I feel it's hot. But if I tell you that, until you touch it too, you will not know if it really is hot or it's just me saying that. So it's the same way. The soul wants to experience, this element of the soul wants to experience itself in this form where it is poor or disabled or going through this kind of life. And then, why do we have bad people who flourish? It's the same answer. You are the soul. You want to experience life in this form, so you can have that kind of experience to know how to feel it, how it feels like, how it really is to be in that life path or experience. So basically, that is what is happening to the soul. So, and then somebody will ask, for example, okay, so fine, I want to experience. So the bad things that happen to me, you want to tell me that those are things that I put like I chose for myself? The answer is yes. Because, for example, if I go into an exam and I have all the answers to the questions, after the exam, I pass. I'll be like, nah, that was an easy exam. But deep down, I'll be like, yeah, I cheated. So why? There's no excitement, like real excitement, just because I passed. But imagine you went into the exam, you revised, you don't know the questions that will come, but you revised. You have an idea. You get into the exam, you do it, you pass. You're very excited about the results. The excitement is real. It's so real because this is something you did not anticipate the answers, but you passed. So that kind of achievement it comes with a cost. That feeling, and for the soul, it's not the material, it's the feeling that is more important. So when people have it easy, it's a choice they made pre-birth because they wanted to also feel that. The soul wanted to feel, how does it feel like to be rich or to have an easy life? And also the same soul decided, how does it feel to be Anne or to be John or to be, I don't know, Zach, and experience life the Zach way with all the experiences that Zach will have or Anne will have. Yeah, so that is why life is like that. So suffering is not a negative thing. Suffering is actually a positive thing because the rewards are higher than having an easy life. Now, let's talk about if this is when we go through suffering, if it can be generational. Remember, you are one. You, your mother, your father, you are all one. It's just the soul separating itself to experience itself differently. So let's say I am this hand and I decide to take this path. And along the way, let's say this line, I was supposed to learn that, oh, this is actually a brown line that I have on my hand, but I did not learn this. And so I continue and I get to this point. I would realize, no, I took the wrong turn. I should have gone through the index. Then I go through the index. Probably the index, I do the same thing. I do not learn that there's a brown line here and here. Again, I go back to here. Again, I start that. So it's the same family living through different generations, experiencing the same things until at that point where I get here and I realize, it's a brown line. Finally, I understand what it meant. And then it finishes off. So that karma will stop here. But it depends at what point the soul learned it. It could learn from the first point and it will stop the karma there. Then it means, of course, there will be no generational curse or generation trauma. Or it will learn from the second generation. Or if the generation does not learn, clearly it will continue and it will learn maybe from the third or the fourth or the fifth, until when the soul realizes where it needs to learn. So if you are the lucky one to know that, there's something wrong, probably this is supposed to be like that, not like this, and then you take a different direction. That is how it should be. If you are on the path where you realize there's something that your father, your forefathers were doing it wrong, it's now time for you. You have the opportunity to make it right. And life comes in two ways: in challenge and problems. Challenge is the positive way of looking at life, because with challenge come opportunities. Problem comes with negativity, because with that comes with a lot of complaint. It comes with a lot of what we think is suffering, which is not. It comes basically with anything that is attached to it is negativity. So when you look at life, you can either look at it from a problem point of view, where there will be a reason to be even have more problems, and challenge, which will be a point where you'll get more opportunities to learn lessons and figure out how to experience your life optimally in the best way possible, even in the most of the difficult situation you might be going through. So that is what I had to share for today about the questions that I had, and I hope I have answered some of the things that you maybe needed some answers about. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for your time. I hope very soon maybe I will have someone we can have, like a direct chat or live session so we can talk. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely day. I'm sending you all the love and light into your life. May you have and experience life in the best way possible. Bye bye.